the dark corners of almost every basement, there are secrets, tucked away in faded cartons on long forgotten shelves, far removed from the light of day, visible only momentarily in the sweeping arc of an exploring lamp. If only we had the time to pick our way through it all, what hidden treasures we could find. Welcome to the Battleship North Carolina. More properly, the USS North Carolina Battleship Memorial. This magnificent vessel was once the world's greatest seaborne weapon, a gun platform of almost unimaginable power, at least in 1941. It's hard to imagine what wartime on this vessel was like, but on special occasions, a dedicated volunteer living history crew tries to help visitors understand.
Range, 1,800. Elevation, 1,500. Track on target.
North Carolina participated in every major offensive battle in the Pacific during that war.
All hands, man your battle station. All hands, man your battle station.
Grade 2, bearing 3, range 15.
325, 20 miles, hold it fast. Come in, fire!
After the war, the technologically advanced ship was mothballed, and by 1958 was about to be scrapped when a grassroots North Carolina fundraising effort came to the rescue. The battleship arrived at her new berth in Wilmington's Cape Fear River in October of 1961, and on April 29th of the next year was dedicated to the memory of more than 10,000 North Carolina servicemen who died serving their country in the Second World War. And below decks, the treasure hunt was just getting underway.
You never know what you're going to find. When the ship was transferred here in 1961, they came in and took off what they wanted to take off, closed the doors, put the dehumidification on, and walked away. And that's what we're dealing with here, is not only the ship and the installed equipment, but all our parts storerooms are filled. For the techno geeks around, we have the little vacuum tubes in the boxes. We've got storerooms full of them.
When I came to work here, I was only the second curator. And really, you know, we are a ship, we are a museum, but we're like a historic house. So think of it as this old ship. And I came on, and all of a sudden, it was so much fun to go exploring. What's behind this door, and what's behind that door?
You never really know. It could be important historical records, an old navigation instrument, a ship's gyro, and who knows what else. A ladder descends further down and doesn't look all that inviting, unless perhaps you're waiting for your 30 days in the brig to finish up and the walls are closing in. Whether it's a glimpse of a sailor's life scribbled on a cell wall,
30 days.
or a few moments recreated by the living history crew, it's important to remember that life on board was in some ways like life in a small, unusually compact town.
Wassel. Yes.
The ship's records and equipment, quite ordinary at the time, today prove endlessly fascinating.
Well, we try to collect and interpret items relating to daily life, but we also try to figure out ways to connect, to make it relevant to someone in the 21st century. Some of my favorite recent discoveries have been papers relating to the supply department, from gunnery down to foods. Christmas menu from 1944, printed menu, 4th of July dinner in 1942. This is a range indicator in fair condition. The schedule of events for the Battle of Iwo Jima. Very detailed, lots of different ships. We do have diaries from the sailors. Jerry Cass, April of 1945, the day that the ship was hit and a number of men were killed, and one of them was his friend. We spend a lot of time trying to show the daily life and really what a nice place the battleship was to be during World War II. but it was a war, and so you find this material and it just really touches your heart.
Visitors to the 21st century USS North Carolina will be astonished at the condition of the ship and its contents. A floating city that once housed 2,339 people. But what of the future? Yes, believe it or not, the Navy could call the North Carolina back into service, which isn't likely. Meanwhile, another vessel named USS North Carolina has taken to the waves, a fast-attack nuclear submarine, the latest of a handful of American vessels to carry the name of our state.
Captain, the flag of the Secretary of the Navy is flying over USS North Carolina.
Put it in perspective, the last time a ship named North Carolina was commissioned was April 9th of 1941, and it was commissioned in New York City and not here. And in your life, the rest of our lifetimes, you will probably never see another ship named USS North Carolina commissioned or even named.
Yet the USS North Carolina Battleship Memorial no doubt will endure, as long as visitors can walk her teak decks, gaze at the bristling guns, and maybe even pretend, if but for a moment, that they're fighting an enemy aircraft diving on the ship from out of the sun. And as long as dedicated curators like Kim still get excited about their below decks detective work.
Isn't this cool? I've never been in here.
Finding and exhibiting the artifacts from the war years that are yet to be discovered in the ship's great basement.